Hey guys, long time since I've posted a video. I read this article recently about the RX460 from this guy, and I'll post a link in the description if I can. And I'm playing live, by the way, so it's kind of hard to commentate and play at the same time. Let me see what I have to do here first. What the fuck? What are we doing? Oh, I see. Yeah. So, I saw this article about the RX460, and this guy was just bashing it. He was saying how it's not a good card, don't buy it, yada yada yada. And a lot of reviewers, I think, say this, that the RX460 is not even a good deal. Just go and buy the GTX 1050. Which I agree with if they're the same price. In your country, if the GTX, okay, hold on. If the GTX 1050 is about the same price as an RX 460, yeah, go for the GTX 1050. It does perform slightly better, and yeah, I would recommend doing that. What are we doing here? Okay. What's this for? That didn't work. Okay, gotta go there. Oh shit. We're not going through a cave, are we? But yeah, they were bashing the RX460, saying it's not a good card, whatnot. But I've got this build over here. I'm playing on an AMD 750K CPU, overclocked at 3.9 gigahertz, and which is, I think, like a 4-year-old CPU now, by the way. We've got 8 gigs of RAM, and we've got an RX 460, which I picked up for this build, and it was an open box item for $105 Canadian, so it's probably like $70 USD. And it's been a great card. So far, Tomb Raider has Battlefield 1 has been the worst performer, and that's only because of driver issues. It just was not working well with the RX 460 for some reason, and this computer setup. So maybe once they update that, I'll try it again. But right after Battlefield 1, I went ahead and tried out the I went ahead and tried out the Titanfall 2, and I was really happy with that one. It's really well optimized, the game. I was getting about 60 FPS, and I literally had everything on max, except for anti-aliasing, and I was getting a solid 60 frames per second, which is like amazing for a $100 card. What else? What else did I play? Deus Ex Mankind. It's pretty good. High settings, we're getting around 45 frames per second, which is pretty good. And then I tried Doom, which I was really happy about as well. Doom was getting about what would you say? Doom was getting about 60 to 70 frames per second on everything maxed out. I mean, anti-aliasing, everything was just, you know, put on the max, and I was getting about 60 to 70 frames per second. For a game like that where it's just high action, you know, run and gun shooting, first person, you need to have that 60 frames per second, and this card delivers that. Again, Overwatch, esports games, again, this can handle it 60 frames per second, no problem. So if you're into games like that and don't want to spend too much, this is the card to get. Games more graphically intensive, as I said, really optimized games like Doom with Vulcan and Titanfall 2, really well optimized. You're getting 60 frames per second on a $100 card, guys. This whole system build is worth about $280 Canadian, which is probably like $220 USD. That's how far technology has come, guys. Back in the day, 4 years ago, I had a system where it was built for maybe around $800. It was a 560 Ti with the i5 3570K with 8 gigs of RAM, and it at the time was running Battlefield 3 at, you know, high to ultra settings, and we were getting around 50 frames per second. And now we have, 4 years later, an entire PC that costs less than the 560 Ti from 4 years ago. Less than the 560 Ti alone, guys. Just alone, this whole PC costs less than a 560 Ti from 4 years ago, and it's performing games at 60 FPS, 40 FPS, which is freaking really good, guys. That's not something to be, you know, like, oh, it's a shit card. You know, it's not a shit card, guys. Technology has come really damn far for us to be playing Tomb Raider on a $270 card. You know, Tomb Raider gets about 30 frames per second, and we're on high details here. We can put it on to medium to low, and it'll still look good, and you can get about, you know, 50 average, which will obviously make the gameplay a lot more smoother. And again, even if you're running games at 30 FPS, like, what do you expect from a system that costs $270? You can't really ask for much. Yeah, you can't really ask for much from a $270 PC or a $100 graphics card. Right now, the graphics card I'd recommend is the GTX. I mean, not the GTX, but the RX460. If you're an NVIDIA guy, obviously the GTX 1060. Yeah, amazing cards for the price, especially the RX470. Amazing card for the price. But if you honestly don't have money to spend, go with the RX460. You won't be disappointed. It's not gonna ruin your gaming experience by any way. You're still gonna have fun playing the games, even though it's a lower frame. You know, don't get me wrong, 144 hertz and 60 hertz gaming is awesome as hell. But if you don't really want to spend that much money and you just play games once in a while and you just want to have a little bit of fun, this is it. If you don't want to spend too much money, this is it. This is the way to go, really. I'm trying to figure out what I have to do here. I think I kind of figured it out now. Yeah, this is the way to go. Oh shit! Oh, you idiot. Yeah guys, this is the way to go. If you really don't want to spend too much money, this is the way to go. You see guys, I'm still having fun playing the game. Like, I can easily play this game at 60 frames per second, you know, 144 frames per second on a 1070, you know, kill it, you know. But then again, that system also costs, you know, about $2,000. So of course, you know, if you spend $2,000, yeah, you want to game at 144 hertz 1440p, you know what I mean? That's what it's meant to do. Is that what the GTX, I mean, is that what the RX460 is meant to do? No, hell no. Doesn't mean it's not a good card though. Still a great card. Taking the elevator up. Still a great card, guys.
Light still work?
That's really all I wanted to say.
Must have been a uranium mine.
If you're on a tight budget, get this card, guys. It's not a bad card, what people are saying.
My God.
If you have a little bit more money, obviously get the
What did they
1050
find out
Ti.
here?
But even then, I would kind of tell you no, get this card, because this card has better DX12 implementation and Vulkan implementation, whereas the 10 series cards are more DX11 based. They have better DX11 software right now, and AMD I think has better DX. Whoa, lag. But that's probably just my hard drive, guys. I am running off a really slow external hard drive here, because this build, this PC build, only has a 120 gig SSD, and it's like pretty much almost full. So I had to put this game on a really slow external hard drive. So whenever I get into like new spaces in the game, especially for open world games and games like this, it kind of lags, and then it gets better, obviously. But yeah, that wasn't the RX460's fault. Again, guys, I'm running a AMD X4 750K. You can probably, if you're building a brand new PC, you're probably gonna get like a brand new i3 or like a better AMD CPU, and you're probably looking at better frames than what I'm playing right now. Obviously you're going to be spending a bit more, but still good. What do we do?
Looks flammable.
Oh, true. Oh shit. What's going on? But yeah, playing Tomb Raider. I've played this game at 60 FPS, played this game at 144, and now I'm playing this game at 30 FPS. I'm still having just as much fun as I would on the other system.
Hell of an entrance.
Yeah, those are smoother, and I'd rather play those, obviously. But if this is all you can do, it's still fun. The games are still fun. The game's still the same. You know what I mean? It's still Rise of the Tomb Raider. Nothing's changed. Yeah, guys, that's really all I wanted to say. Especially this reviewer, he was really bashing the system, which I didn't like. I'll probably have to stop this water from running. Let me see. Shit. Yeah, I gotta stop the water. How am I supposed to do that?
Got to get it past the water somehow.
That's really all I wanted to say. I have really nothing else to say other than the RX460 is a good card. I recommend getting the 4GB version because on some games the 2GB version is just not cutting it anymore. So I really would recommend the 4GB version. If you can get it for cheaper, if you can get this card for about $100 Canadian, or not even $100. If you can get this card for like $150 Canadian and like $100 US, it's a steal. It's worth it. The price to performance is there. It's totally worth it. I don't know what I should do here. So I just like nope. And yeah, good card, good card, good card. 18 minutes already, and all I've been talking about is the same shit. I'm just rambling now. Yep, that's about it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and figure. Oh shit, and I'm dead. I'm gonna go ahead and figure this out. I'm gonna play some Tomb Raider. And
got to get it past the water somehow.
Oh, maybe I just have to throw it over. Let's try this, guys. I think I just have to throw it over here. Just somehow get it right. There we are.
There we are.
Nice.
Whatever they found, it's got to be in there.
But yeah, I'll just keep recording so you guys can see what's going on. I'm on the highest preset, not the highest, but I'm on the preset high. I can put it down to about medium to low settings and get a solid, 50 frames per second. But I'm just leaving it on high. To be honest, it gets about 30 to 36 average. I'd say average is about 35 frames, and it's still pretty smooth. I'm playing with the controller, so it makes it a bit smoother than 35 FPS on mouse. You can kind of feel it when you go from like 60 frames to 30. Playing on a mouse, you can really feel it. But playing on a controller, it feels a lot smoother when you do 35 frames for some reason.
So close.
I guess it's
Got to
cause
find
like
a way
the
inside.
sensitivity on a controller is lower than a mouse. So with the mouse, you can feel the slowness, I guess, of 30 frames per second. But with the controller, you really can't. But isn't that what a $280 computer is gonna be for anyway? You know, who's gonna have a $200 80 computer for, you know, some people might, you know, there's people who really can't afford $1,000 systems, and some people might have this as their, you know, main system, and that's totally fine. But I'd recommend playing on a controller. If you play on a mouse, it's you can really feel the difference. So buy yourself a controller. Obviously there are games, as I said again, Titanfall, Doom, Deus Ex, Mankind, what else? Yeah, just really optimized games that do, you know, do 60 FPS, and play those games with the mouse, totally fine, totally playable. But when you get into the region of 30 to 35 frames per second, you can really feel it. But as soon as you get on the controller, guys, it's honestly it's really smooth. Like, I don't feel any sort of, you know, obviously 60 frames is gonna be better, but I honestly don't feel like it's ruining the experience in any way. I'm still having fun playing the game. Just don't know what I'm doing. I really can't see shit here. Oh god, this video is almost 23 minutes now. I really didn't want to do a 23-minute video. I was planning on like 5 minutes really. I just wanted to really talk about the 460 and then just turn it off, and then now I'm just rambling. I'm probably just gonna stop it here because I gotta figure out how to do this. And I clearly can't do that right now. So yeah, need an RX460? Go get it. Is that all you can afford? Don't worry, man. Go get it. It's a good GPU. You got 200 bucks? Get the GTX 1050 Ti. Go for it. Don't be a fanboy. Just go for it. But then again, if you believe Vulkan and, you know, stuff like that are gonna be big in the future, which I'm not too sure about yet, get the RX460 over the 1050, I'd say, just for that future proofing. There's no such thing as future proofing really in technology, but you know. But yeah, now it's probably just getting boring for you guys. It's getting boring for me too now, so I'm probably just gonna stop this. Again, if you have $250 maybe, go for the RX 470. Any card. If you're building just a gaming PC, if you can put this in your budget, go for the RX 470. That is the card to get right now. If you're doing 1080p gaming and you're on a budget of some sorts, if you're on an extreme budget, obviously 1060 is the way to go. The 1060, I mean not the 1060, sorry, the 460, the RX460 is the way to go on an extreme budget, like the one I'm doing right now. It really comes to preference on if you should get preference in price between the RX460 and the GTX 1050 Ti. It depends on what sales are going on. If the 1050 Ti is just like $10-20 more, get it. If the RX460 is like $50 less, $40 less, get the RX460. You won't be disappointed. Great cards, very underrated cards. Beyond that, there really is not much competition, except for the RX470. That's on a league of its own, and I died. The RX470 is on a league of its own. Honestly, the best price to performance card out there right now. Anything above that, 1060 or 480, they're honestly on par at this point with the latest drivers. They're on par, and anything above that right now is all you can get is a 1070 or a 1080, and then we've got the Titan XP, obviously. But this video is for the budget of all budgets, you know.
There it is.
And it really just
So
depends
close.
on money. They're both
Got to
good
find a
cards,
way
1050,
inside.
RX460. At this point in time, and the prices you see at stores, if all you can afford is an RX460, don't let reviewers let you down and tell you that it's not worth it. It is totally worth it. Get it. I've been saying that for the last 30 minutes. Probably just gonna shut up now, guys, and stop the video. By the way, I'm recording with AMD Relive. Relive is one of AMD's new software that lets you record games. It's competing with NVIDIA's Shadowplay, and in some ways it's a lot better as well. Yeah, to me it looks like AMD this year hired a bunch of good software developers, and they're really doing good in that department. Even their new CPUs, it has artificial intelligence built into it, which is all software based. And yeah, I guess AMD's been hiring some really good software developers, and they're doing pretty good. That's it, guys. The more competition there is, the better. I was always a green team guy. I felt like NVIDIA was always, doing better than AMD, to be honest with you. But the last 2 years, man, AMD's been doing a lot better. They're bringing a lot of competition, which is really good for all of us in the end. Cheaper prices, more competition is better for the consumer. And yeah, now I'm just rambling on about random shit. That's it, guys. Peace out.